countdown to the new Formula One season is on. But before the lights go out and the drivers go racing, they'll hit the track for 3 crucial days of testing. It's our first chance to see all the new cars and liveries on circuit, including the rebranded RB and Kick Sauber teams. But for the drivers and engineers, the pressure is on to get their new challenges honed and ready for action. Here's how it all works. All 10 teams design and build new cars for each season. They'll run their new machines and try out different parts and setups in the hunt for points, podiums, and the all-important P1s. Testing is once again held at the Bahrain International Circuit, with the fair weather ideal for ensuring as much running as possible. 3 days of testing kicks off on Wednesday, with sessions running from 10 a.m. and closing at 7 p.m, separated by an hour's lunch break. This means the drivers will get some run time during twilight and darkness, perfect for helping them prep for races such as the Bahrain and Saudi Arabian Grand Prix. The teams are allowed to be on track as much as they like during working hours, but they can only run 1 car at a time, meaning the drivers usually split testing duties. After all, testing isn't just for the cars, it also allows the drivers to get some track time to get back in the groove after a winter off. The teams have plenty of work to keep them busy. The first thing they'll be looking at is reliability. Each car is brand new, with thousands of bespoke parts. Has each one been designed and fitted correctly? Does the car run smoothly? If not, the first job is to iron out any snags before the season gets underway. Reliability is one thing, but it's no good having a bulletproof car if it's the slowest on the grid. The teams will use this time to test as many performance parts as possible. That's where things like aero rakes and flow-vis paints come in. Both help the engineers see what's happening to the airflow over the cars and whether that correlates with their wind tunnel and simulator data. All eyes will be on Red Bull when the new RB20 pulls out on track in Bahrain. Its predecessor was one of the most dominant cars in F1 history. But has Adrian Newey peaked, or has he been able to raise the bar once again? Mercedes and Ferrari will be hoping it's the former, and that they've made substantial gains with their own new designs, bringing the challenge to Max Verstappen for championship honours. But Red Bull need to watch their backs, because challenges could come from elsewhere on the grid. Last year saw McLaren take a quantum leap in performance. Testing should give us a clue as to whether they've taken another step forward to be contenders for race wins or even a title. At the other end of the grid, Williams earned plenty of plaudits in 2023 when they clinched 7th in the Constructors' Battle. In his first year captaining the ship, new boss James Vowles impressed, his many championship-winning years at Mercedes being put to use to push Williams even further up the grid. Usually, testing is a chance to see the drivers who have switched teams hit the track in their new colours, or rookies on their first run. But for the first time in F1 history, there were no swaps this year, so it's take 2 for this driver lineup. However, there's been some key changes on the pits wall, with former AlphaTauri chief Franz Tost having retired after 18 years with the team. Former Ferrari man Laurent Mecchi is taking the helm at the newly rebranded RB. And with management promising to work closer with sister team Red Bull, Mackie will be expecting to see major improvement in his cars, which were slowest on the grid at some races last year. Haas also made changes at the top, ending their relationship with Gunther Steiner, replacing him with new man Io Komatsu, their former engineering director. Predecessor Steiner will be a hard act to follow, but Komatsu's main focus at testing will be to start lifting Haas from the bottom of the standings. Key to this will be whether the new car is easier on its tyres than last year, which often had searing qualifying pace but dropped off alarmingly on race day. Speed is the name of the game in F1, but being quick in testing doesn't always translate to race performance. Sometimes the faster teams might engage in what's called sandbagging, where they deliberately run the car heavy with fuel to disguise its true performance and perhaps fool the opposition. At the other end of the scale, some teams might run their car light as part of their programme, grabbing a spot at the top of the timesheets that doesn't reflect their real pace. Having said all that, last year at testing, Red Bull were quickest, 3/10 ahead of Mercedes. But behind them, Alfa Romeo, AlphaTauri and Haas all posted times well inside the top 10, only to finish as the bottom 3 teams come the end of the season. So while every driver would love to finish the week top of the charts, it doesn't always mean that's how it will play out once the racing starts. Get your first Formula 1 fix of the year by catching the testing action on F1 TV or via your local broadcaster from Wednesday morning.